The baseline at Flushing Meadows trembled under the weight of a prodigy's final, agonized cry as Jack Draper, Britain's blazing hope at just 23, crumpled to the hardcourt in the US Open quarterfinals, clutching his abdomen, veins throbbing like snapped strings, his face contorted in a silent scream that echoed louder than any disputed call. On September 29, 2025, under the glare of Arthur Ashe Stadium's floodlights, the world number 4, fresh from toppling Sinner in a 5-set epic, doubled over mid-rally, racket clattering as blood seeped through his kit, a ruptured aneurysm from chronic shoulder strain exploding like a grenade in his core. Spectators gasped, medics sprinting across the turf, but Jack's eyes, wild with pain no painkiller could touch, locked on his coaches in a plea that chilled the broadcast: "It burns, make it stop." Was this the cruel capstone to a meteoric rise, or a harbinger of hidden fractures in the body of a boy pushed to break? Hold your breath, the unraveling threads a tapestry of triumph twisted into torment, with a revelation that shatters the illusion of invincibility. If that collapse just cracked your composure, hammer subscribe now and flip on alerts for Tennis Insider, your unsparing lens on the game's gut-wrenching gambles. From Surrey's leafy lawns to the world's grandest stages, Jack's journey ignited like a flare in the fog of British tennis drought, his 6'4" frame a canvas for power serves clocking 140 miles per hour, honed under the watchful eye of Father Roger, a former pro whose own career fizzled in shadows. At 11, Jack claimed Junior Wimbledon, his lefty forehand a whip-crack prophecy. By 18, ATP debut wins over Mannarino and more, culminating in that 2024 Queen's Club crown, hoisting silverware amid Murray's fading roar. 2025 dawned golden, Australian Open semis, a claycourt breakthrough in Monte Carlo, his girlfriend Amaya, a rising model, cheering from the stands as he eclipsed Norrie for #1 Brit status. Off-court, Jack's charm disarmed, podcast quips on vegan fueling, charity clinics for underprivileged kids in Putney, his Instagram a reel of recovery rolls and rally recreations. But whispers of where crept in, shoulder surgeries at 19, a hip niggle in Halley, trainers urging rest he waved off with that boyish grin, pain's just feedback. Training camps in Miami blurred into marathons, 30-hour weeks on the grindstone, ignoring twinges that twisted into knots. As the US Open loomed, scans cleared him, but during a light hit, a sharp stab in his gut, dismissed as gas. Now, in the quarterfinal against Fritz, the set tied at 1, Jack unleashed a backhand winner, crowd erupting, only for the fire to ignite inside, legs buckling as he hit the deck. Trainers knelt, pulse racing erratically, but as they stabilized him for the cart, a medic's whisper cut through: "Internal bleed, get him to surgery stat." The arena fell tomb silent, but then, a gasp from the booth, Jack's final rasp, captured on mic: "Tell Amaya." The shoulder wasn't it. Wasn't what? Not injury, but a deeper poison, unearthed in his blood work, pointing to tainted supplements from a shady sponsor? Tennis Insider slicing through the serves and secrets: brace yourself, the fault line fractures further. Choppers thrummed over Manhattan to New York Presbyterian, where Jack's frame, pale as chalked lines, vanished into the OR's sterile maw, surgeons battling a cascade of hemorrhaging from the aneurysm that had festered undetected, shoulder rehab masking the abdominal time bomb. Amaya burst through doors, mascara streaked, her hand in his last conscious squeeze on the court now a ghost grip. Parents Roger and Nikki huddled in the waiting room, Roger's face a ruin of regret over pushing drills too hard. Flashbacks assaulted the feeds: Jack's 2022 breakthrough at Adelaide, upsetting Auger Aliassime, that tearful Davis Cup clincher against Italy, fist-pumping for Team GB, quiet nights in his Notting Hill flat, sketching court tactics while Amaya strummed guitar, their whirlwind romance blooming post-2024 Olympics. Tributes surged, Alcaraz tweeting prayers in broken English: "Hermano, fight like your serves," the LTA grounding all junior sessions in solidarity. Yet in the chaos, a jolt: preliminary talk screens flagged elevated markers, not just stress-induced rupture, but synthetic hormones from those recovery shakes, peddled by a fly-by-night firm Jack endorsed for quick cash. They promised edge, he'd boasted in a vlog, oblivious to the brew eroding his vessels. As monitors flatlined twice, defibrillators jolting his chest like errant returns. The lead surgeon emerged, gloves bloodied. He's stabilized, for now. But the damage, it's like his body's been at war with itself. Amaya sobbed into Roger's shoulder, but then, the surprise, a nurse handing over Jack's phone, unlocked in transit, buzzing with a deleted chain, frantic texts to the sponsor, "This stuff's killing me, stop the shipments." Dated weeks prior, ignored pleas met with threats, "Leak this, your career dies." The plot coiled tighter, corporate greed's collateral in a kid's veins. As night cloaked the city, vigil candles flickered outside the hospital, fans chanting, "Draper. Draper." But inside, Jack stirred faintly, whispering to Amaya, "Expose them, for the next gen." Revival hung by a thread, the sponsor's execs already lawyering up. In Tennis Insider's relentless returns, we unearth the unforced errors. Your likes launch the next probe, so fire away if this fury fuels you. Weeks dissolved into a haze of beeps and breakthroughs at the ICU, Jack's survival a slim margin rally, ventilators his unwilling doubles partner as infections nipped at healing edges, the aneurysm scar a roadmap of rupture across his torso. Amaya became sentinel, reading fan letters aloud, kids from his clinics vowing to serve stronger, while Roger faced inquisitions, his coaching license probed for overtraining lapses. The sponsor? Raided at dawn, vials seized, headlines howling, tennis's toxic tonic, Draper's near-death dive. ATP launched audits, halting endorsements, Alcaraz and Sinner boycotting their shakes in viral solidarity. Jack's feeds, once victory vignettes, now overflowed with get-well graphics, his 2025 ranking frozen at number 4, a phantom peak. Yet in recovery's grind, physio sessions where each stretch evoked phantom flames, Amaya uncovered the gut punch, Jack's journal, scrawled in shaky script during US Open prep, detailing dizzy spells and gut gurgles he'd journaled as mental blocks, fearing they'd bench him. "Can't let Dad down," one entry bled. The world mourned what might have been, his first slam a whisper away, but Jack's whisper grew to a roar, dictating exposés from bed. "This game's gold rush chews up the young, mandate clean tests, cap training hours." Petitions peaked at millions, LTA reforms drafted in his name. Then, the miracle twist, a follow-up scan, against odds, showed full containment, no spread, a phoenix pulse at 23. Discharged to cheers, Jack gripped a fresh racket at a presser, voice raw, "Death taught me life's the real match, longer sets, fairer calls." Amaya beamed beside him, their bond battle-tested. But one final revelation chilled, the sponsor's CEO, cornered in cuffs, confessed targeting rising stars like Jack for beta tests, profits over pulses. His painful brush with the void? Catalyst for a cleaner circuit, Jack rising not just to rally, but to reform, his scar a serve for the silenced. Tennis Insider wrapping this wrenching winner. Subscribe, spill your Draper dreams in comments. What if he'd claimed that slam? We'll volley the verities. Stay unbreakable.
Sinner and Alcaraz dueling for glory, he nearly joined. Suspense simmers. Has the pause recalibrated his rocket serve, or sown seeds of caution? Fans flood his feed with #ComebackKid, but Draper knows, the real test awaits Australian heat, where fractures either heal or haunt. Deep into winter's grip, Jack Draper's rehab odyssey crescendos toward dawn, his arm no longer a traitor but a tempered blade, forged in the quiet fury of unseen hours. December brings breakthroughs, full scrimmages in Miami bubbles, where sweat-soaked sets against sparring partners draw scouts' nods, forehand lasers intact, serve velocity spiking to career highs. The bone mends, scans glowing green, but the mind? That's the Colosseum. He confesses in a Tennis Channel confessional, dark days questioning if the body's betrayal would bench the dream forever. Enter the elders, Henman's tactical dissections over Zoom, Brzezinski's elbow survival tales a balm for bruises. Amaya jets in from shoots, their downtime a ritual of board games and baseline banter, her laugh the antidote to isolation. By January 2026, he's touring qualifiers, a wildcard entry in Adelaide a stealthy shakedown, 3 wins, arms silent as a shadow, crowd chanting his name like lost time reclaimed. Stats scream redemption, 85% first serve points, 0 double faults in clutch. The surprise? A Doha rematch invite, where he reprises his finals run, topspin symphony silencing skeptics. Media frenzy reignites, BBC hails the Draper's delay as Destiny's Detour, X ablaze with edits of his Indian Wells roar morphing into US Open resolve. Yet echoes persist, a minor flare in a practice pull-up tests metal, but he counters with